Each year, the West Bloomfield Theater Department at the high school showcases its great talent to the local community with outstanding productions. This fall is no exception, and the first week of November will kick off their theater production of a George Bernard play entitled St. Joan. Joining us now is the artistic director of St. Joan, Kristine Stephens, as well as actors Eme Duffield and R.J. Card II. Thank you all for being with us today.
Thank you for having us.
Appreciate having you all on. So, Kristine, we'll start with you. Tell us a little bit about your background and how you became involved with West Bloomfield High School and their theater program.
Yes, my pleasure. I started at the middle school, Orchard Lake Middle School, which is now has merged with Abbott to West Bloomfield Middle School, but I started there and was an English teacher and musical theater teacher, fell in love with the school district. I love how they put students first. And when the merge was about to happen, I saw an opening at the high school and I knew it was a good fit if they would have me, and they brought me on board, and it's just been wonderful. It's new and a little stressful and different and a lot, but it's so joyful because I get to work with really talented students and put up really fun, kind of edgy productions that make us think about things that are really relatable and appropriate to our world right now. So yes, it's been a wonderful journey, and I just love being in WB.
And we have a couple of those students with us today. We have both Eme Duffield and R.J. Card II with us, joining us from this production, actors in this play, student actors in St. Joan, which begins November 3rd at West Bloomfield High School and runs through the 5th. Let's start with you, Eme. Tell us a little bit about your background. What inspired you to act?
Well, I grew up with a lot of music around me, and I had very accepting parents when it comes to artistic abilities and dancing and singing and acting and everything like that. And I was never really, like a sports kid. I didn't really have a thing until when I was 7. I was in Peter Pan. And then ever since then, I love it. So I'm so excited for this play. I've been loving it, having the best time.
And RJ, same question to you. What brings you to the theater and inspires you to act, especially in a play like St. Joan?
So pretty similar to Eme. I grew up around a lot of art, and I was never really into anything until I got into theater. I started in the 6th grade, went all the way through middle school, and it just became a huge passion of mine. And I'd love to continue doing it.
So going back to you, Kristine, you mentioned that you like to put on plays that are compelling and thought-provoking for the students and for the local community, and kind of parallel kind of the conversations we're having in the greater community outside of the high school, as well as inside the high school. So tell us why St. Joan was chosen as the production for this fall at West Bloomfield High School.
Yes, when I started reading it, I just knew it was the right fit. I always look for plays with a big cast so that we can include as many students as possible. But I loved the character development and the messaging. This young girl who's a teenager, this young girl is fighting for what she believes in and is fighting to be who she is amidst a religious community in which they're challenging that and questioning her, but she stays true to who she is through it all, and then never sacrifices her own personal understanding of herself and of her faith until the very end. And it's tragic and horrible, but the way that George Bernard Shaw writes it, because he wrote it in the 1920s, and this story obviously takes place in the 1400s, he writes it with a satire is in there. He categorized it as a tragic comedy, and in it, he is asking us to look at the power of institutions and the power of gender norms and how that can sometimes, take down somebody and help make them lose their voice. And I think that St. Joan is just a great reminder of holding on to your voice and to your truth, no matter what.
And it's interesting, too, because when you have these large ensemble casts, you have a little bit of time, and I mean a very little bit of time to really get to know everybody in that short succession, given that it is a one-off thing. It's a one it's a simple play. It's not a TV series where you have week after week after week, or a movie where you have several hours to really get to know these characters. And so let's go back to the actors and talk a little bit about these characters and why you identify with them and wanted to, audition to be those specific characters. We'll begin with you, RJ. Your character, and pardon my French, it's Chaplain John de Stogenber. Not going to try the French pronunciation of it. Tell us about your character and what drew you to Chaplain John, let's just call him.
Chaplain John is really a character that makes the audience think about what they believe in and consider how they came up and how what they believe in may affect other people. His big personality allows a lot of people to connect to him. And I feel like I have a big personal connection to him as well, because I constantly love to question myself and to understand myself.
And Eme, for you, your character is the title character, is Saint Joan. What drew you to this particular character?
Well, when you think of like incredible people in history, you have to think about Joan of Arc. And she did so many amazing things. And I loved how from start to finish, she never really questions what she believes. She holds her ground. She approaches these people with like the most like perfect mindset that like she is going to do what she is meant to do, what she was put on this earth to do. And I think that I just was so drawn to her because she has all of these really powerful moments, but like super like kind of, I think Shaw does this great job of kind of playing into her sensitivity a little bit too. So it's a lot of fun.
And Kristine, going back to you, we have a couple more minutes before we'll need to wrap things up today. Tell us again when and where people can see this production of Saint Joan, and how do they get tickets?
Yes, I hope that everyone comes out to see it. The St. Joan will take place at the West Bloomfield High School auditorium within our high school. And the shows are Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, November 3rd, November 4th, and November 5th at 7 p.m. And we hope to see you there.
And of course,
and the tickets can be purchased at Showtix, T-I-X, 4U.com.
And of course, you can always find more information on the theater program and other programs at West Bloomfield High School by visiting the school district's website at wbsd.org. Thank you all for being with us.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.